All right, guys, welcome to Unstuck with Hydroair Wellness Lab, the podcast where real people share the real stories behind getting their lives, their bodies, and their mindsets back on track. I'm your host, Brett and Hunt, and in every episode, we dive into powerful conversations with athletes, weekend warriors, health and wellness professionals, and everyday people who refuse to settle. These are the breakthroughs, the setbacks, the mindset shifts, the moments that get us unstuck. So today, I've got an athlete, another one from Perry High School, Bella Burcar. Bella is a basketball player who's recently committed to Pacific University out in Stockton, California. She's a guard from Perry, and she's known for her vision, her leadership, and her ability to control the game. So I'm super excited to talk to her about the whole process of getting recruited and what it was like playing at Perry. So Bella, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Of course. All right, Bella, first, before you just did a few things over at the Hydroair Wellness Lab. What'd you think of that whole experience
I
over
thought
there?
I thought it was super fun. That was my first time in the red light, and I really enjoyed it. You see the cryo machine, that was really cool.
Awesome. Okay, if you had to pick one or the other, which one would you pick?
I would say red light. I really enjoyed that.
Awesome. Well, guys, if you want to, we'll post a few videos of her doing that. If you want to come try it out, and because Bella did it and you want to do what Bella did, just let us know and we'll hook you up. So, but yeah, awesome. Glad you enjoyed that. So, you are going to Pacific, right? You're, a very successful high school basketball player, but when did that love of basketball begin? What got you into basketball?
I mean, since I was young, I've grown up in the gym. My dad's a basketball coach, so I've always been around it, and I just feel like from an early age, like I knew I wanted to do that, and I had my mind set on that. So.
Was there something about the game that drew you to that versus, say a different sport? Or what about basketball?
No, I just like enjoyed being in the gym every day and love being around the game. It's just like somewhere I can go and just like for my own peace of mind and just like calm myself or like it's like an escape for me.
That's great. I love that. So you've played, so when did you start playing basketball?
I'm let's say 5,
5?
as early as I can remember.
Okay. So you've been playing for, what is that, 13 years
Yeah,
about now?
about.
So going from, 5 years old to where you are now, what's been the biggest um, hardship or thing that you've had to learn from there? And
Um, knew like when I wanted to do this and play at the Division 1 level, like I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I didn't realize like how many like trials you would have to go through to kind of reach that goal. But looking back, like everything I've gone through, like it just shaped me into who I am today, and it's made me better, and I've learned from everything. So,
what's the biggest thing you've learned?
um, the biggest thing I've learned is that you need to lean on those who care about you and the people around you and just stay determined and keep your head down, I would say.
Awesome. Okay, so you told me something that I thought was really cool over when you were running on the treadmill that you were in Flagstaff playing at Flag High, and then you decided that you wanted to move down here and play at Perry. So take me through that whole decision when you were like, okay, I want to go to Perry. Why'd you pick Perry, and how was that moving down here and going to Perry?
Yeah, for sure. So my whole family lives up in Flagstaff because my dad's a basketball coach. My freshman year, we had a good year. We won the state championship for 4A, but I just didn't feel like complete or satisfied. I knew, just in the valley in general, like the competition was better. There were better girls and some more people, and I would have good games up in Flagstaff, but I would, like, feel guilty in a sense because I wasn't competing at the highest level, so, obviously, you think, like, "Where do I fall into everybody else?" Um, it was a big and hard conversation with my parents I had to have at the end of freshman year, and they were not on board at first, but I think eventually, like, they saw the bigger picture, and we had made the move end of summer going into my sophomore year, and my first day at Perry was August 1st.
That's crazy. So like I told you over there, that I don't know how many high school kids
Yeah,
would want to, go through all that. You're leaving family, friends,
yeah, for sure.
and you didn't tell me you won a state championship your freshman year. So I mean, that's kind of hard too, right? You're like,
Yeah,
as a freshman, you're playing, and so, but that's crazy, and good for you for deciding that. And would you say it paid off for you?
100%. I definitely made the right decision, and that's something I think about always. Like things would be so different for me now, and I probably wouldn't be where I am now if had stayed up there. But I'm just grateful that my parents like believed in me and let me do this. So
That's awesome. Shout out to Bella's parents.
yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So you're at Perry. You've been at Perry the last 3 years. What's been the best memory at Perry in the last 3 years?
Um, my first of all, my teammates are just a bunch of fools, and like we just have so fun together. So we always just do like stupid stuff. But one time we water balloons my one of my best friend's ex-boyfriend's house as a team, and that was so fun. But and also these past 2 trips this year, we went to Vegas and Utah, and those were so fun. So,
Just different tournaments and stuff.
yeah.
That's
One
awesome.
was the Vegas one was a road trip, so that was super fun, and yeah.
How'd you guys do in those tournaments?
We did good. We went 2-0 in Utah, and then we also went 2-0 in Vegas,
Okay.
so it was good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So did you guys won a state championship your
Freshman year.
freshman year in Six Flags? So did you win one in Perry as well?
No, unfortunately, we didn't. We lost my sophomore year in 6A
Okay.
state championship. Junior year, I didn't play. I was out with my ACL.
Mhm.
And then this past year, we lost in the Final Four of the Open Division Championship.
Okay.
So,
So what lessons did you learn through going through those? So you won as a freshman,
mm,
and then you're almost there your sophomore year.
yeah,
Losing in you said the semifinals or the finals? In the
finals.
finals.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're almost right there. And then junior year you didn't play, and then senior year you lose in the quarter or the
Mhm.
final four. So what did you learn from those losses?
I I think I would just say like sacrifices, like everybody's on my team sacrificed to play at Perry. Like there are girls on my team that didn't play a lot, and they could probably play anywhere else in the state, big minutes.
Mhm.
So I think it all just comes down to sacrifices. I could have stayed at Flag High and probably won 4 championships, but um, there's just the bigger picture. So yeah,
So junior year you didn't play due to your ACL, right? So when did you tear that?
June of 2024.
So in the summer.
Yes.
Was it playing basketball?
Yeah, we were actually playing the number one team in the country at the time, and it was at Section 7, which is like a very big viewing event for high school teams.
Mhm.
It was at Glendale Stadium, and there was like every college coach was there at our game, and I just went down in the first like 2 minutes of the game.
Was it non-contact? Or
It was, yeah, it was non-contact, and I had the ball, and I was just dribbling, and I just fell to the floor. I tried to go back in because, like, at the time, I didn't know anything about like those big injuries and like how serious it was.
Mhm.
So I tried to go back in, and right away I just fell again. So
So what was that like? Your junior, because junior year, I've learned talking to a lot of athletes that that's kind of the year
for
when
sure,
colleges really are, ramping up. So what was that like to lose your entire junior year of basketball?
yeah. Um, Honestly, that was the hardest year of my life. I felt like personally I was on a peak just in my like career. Like I felt like before I got hurt, like I was training super hard every single day. Like everything was going my way. I was getting the interest and looks I wanted to. I was super happy. And then everything just like stopped. It literally felt like the end of the world. Um, like so I didn't know like what the next 11 months would entail, but it was super hard mentally for me. I thankfully, like, I learned a lot from it. No, I wish it never happened, but I can, like, take away a lot of lessons, and I think I was able to help some of the girls on my team just by being there for them, and, like, now athletes who ever struggle, like, I know I can just talk to them about it.
What would you say was the hardest part of just sitting there? Was it just sitting and watching your team play? Was it just not being able to compete? What was the hardest part about losing?
I think it was just not being able to compete and the thought of, like, me falling behind. That was the hardest part.
So how'd you get through that?
I honestly, the I went to Move Human Performance, which is like another like PT physical therapy place, and just the people there, I leaned on them. They helped me a lot, and my family and my close friends. Like My support system was amazing. I think everybody could see, like, how much I was struggling, but they were constantly there for me, constantly checking up on me. My teammates were always there and just made sure I had a smile on my face when I was around them, so that was played a huge part in my recovery.
That's awesome. So you've had, I mean, throughout your whole high school journey, you've had different coaches, different teammates, different trainers, PTs, a lot of people in your corner rooting for you, cheering for you. What's one person that's really kind of stood out to you that's really helped you these last 4 years of all your coaches and
I would
trainers?
say Chad Dunn at, Move Human Performance. He's, like, the head guy there, and he is more than just, like, a trainer. Like, I would go in there, like I would go early in my recovery, I would go in there and I would just cry to him because of how, like, mentally challenging it was, and to this day, he still helps me out every day. He's someone that will always be in my corner, and I'm just super thankful for him.
That's awesome. Shout out Coach Dunn.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's really good. Yeah, I think, when I look back at my high school, there's those people that you just remember,
for
right?
sure,
And to this day, I still talk to some of them, right?
for
And
sure.
so that's awesome. All right. So, kind of a similar question, but teammates. You've had a lot of different teammates. Is there a particular teammate that stands out to you? Someone that taught you something, took you under their wing when
I
you were in
wouldn't
your
say just one, but this past year, my senior year team, like, we were literally inseparable. Like, shout out to everyone at Perry, but that was the best team I've ever been on. And I have little sisters on the team. My best friends are on the team. Like, it was just the best year. And
what
I love all of them.
what made it the best?
Us, like, we were always hanging out, like, on and off the court, and, like, we would sit together at lunch at school, and for just a fun time. So,
It's great.
yeah,
There's nothing better than a team that's like that where you just
yeah.
feel so connected. That's how I felt with my senior football team. I felt like we just were inseparable. And
No,
then
yeah.
the basketball team, same way. We were just we would do everything together, and then just friendships and bonds that just stay throughout the rest of your life.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right. So, despite losing an entire year of basketball, you still managed to get recruited and were able to sign a scholarship
Mhm.
to Pacific.
Yes.
So, take me through that. What was that like? Even though you lost a year, you're still getting recruited. What was that whole process like of getting recruited?
So I started getting recruited, like, from a very young age. My first, like, phone call was in 8th grade, I believe. Um, Exposed to, I think, and I was super excited at the time. And then June 1st, going into your junior year is, like, when coaches can directly text you because beforehand you have to be like, "Hey, let's text at this time," or "Let me call you at this time."
Mm.
But they will, like, tell your coach to text them that. So anyways, my recruiting picked up end of sophomore year, junior year, and Pacific, actually, they saw me in April of 2024 in Pennsylvania, and they recruited me since then. They've been loyal, through my whole ACL surgery. They stuck by my side, and I think that was played the biggest part in what came down to my decision.
How many schools were you picking between?
At the end, I think it was, like, 3,
Okay.
but yeah, I think it was 3 at the end.
Was that kind of a weird feeling to have like three different programs just telling like just hyping you up like you are so good, Bella. You're perfect for our program. Like we need you. We need you. Like was that kind of a weird feeling to like kind of be like pulled by so many different
It was weird, but, like, I was just like, "I'm just gonna rock with the people that I know have been by my side," and also having your dad as a coach, like, I've seen that stuff
Hmm,
growing up, so, like, I kind of had a good, like, idea of what was going on and what was gonna happen.
that's awesome. So you kind of what I understand is like Pacific because of the way they treated you when you were hurt
Yes.
and then just afterwards and all that, that's kind of what ultimately led you to say, yep, I want to go here.
Yes.
All right, that's awesome. So, tell me about Pacific's basketball team. Like, what does their basketball team look like?
Uh, this past year, they were pretty good. We just got some new transfers, one from Colorado, one from one from South Florida, and one from Georgetown, and then there's 3 freshmen coming in,
Mhm.
and I love the girls on the visit, like, they were super fun, super kind, and I'm just super excited to be on campus with all of them and meet them.
That's awesome. So, what are you expecting this year from you? Like, if everything goes well, like how you want it to go, how do you envision this coming season at Pacific for you?
Yeah, I don't wanna, like, put anything out in the air, but I'm just gonna go in there, work as hard as I can, and hopefully I know if I work hard enough, I'll be given the opportunities that I can perform at, so
What would you say the thing that separates you from other basketball players? What is something that you are just amazing at?
I would just say my consistency, like, I always make time for basketball or my workouts or whatever I need to get done for that day, like, that's what I prioritize, and I think that has been something that has stuck with me from a really early age, and that's why I've been, like, given the opportunities I'm in the position I'm in today, but I would just say my consistency and determination.
Awesome. So let's fast forward, let's say like 10 years. Okay. So you could be 28 then, or about
Yes.
27. So let's 10 years. Where do you see yourself? What do you want? Where do you want to be?
In 10 years, I wanna be a Division 1 basketball coach and, um, traveling across the country, like, recruiting girls and leading a team. That's where I see myself.
Okay. Is there a particular school that would be like your dream school to coach?
No, I'm gonna see how things go in college, but, like, if I at Pacific, like, if I love the girls and love the people, like, that's somewhere I would wanna coach, so,
That's really cool.
yeah,
So the goal is to kind of be like your dad and coach someday,
yeah.
which
I just wanna do something that doesn't feel like a job, and I know, like, that would be something that I love showing up for every day, and so
would you ever come back and coach Perry?
if the opportunity presents itself, maybe I would.
All right.
See.
I hope you're listening, Perry alumni. Like, you need to get this girl a head coaching job once she's done with her career. Just kidding. All right. So, is there a particular person that you model your game after? Like, is there someone, whether it's a WNBA player, NBA player, is there someone that you've always admired and tried to model your game after?
No, I wouldn't say so. Um, Haley Sanchez, I think is her name. She played at Stanford. She's just like a bigger guard like me, and I've always like watched her and thought like I kind of play like her, but there hasn't been anyone where it's like I want to play like them. So
Just want to be you.
the I feel like the thing I look for most of players is like their work ethic and how they are outside of like just how they play. So like yes, some girls I'll like go off of that, but as far as like style of play, not really.
Okay. So, what would you say the biggest thing that separates a good player from a great player? So, you've been a great player in high school. If there's a high school athlete out there listening that's like, man, I really just want to get that position on varsity or whatever it is, what would you tell them? Like, hey, this is what you got to do.
Mhm. I would say the biggest thing is make sacrifices. You have to make sacrifices in this game and um like selflessness and pouring into other people and building connections because the connections I've built, like it will last me a lifetime and um that's a huge part of it too. Like it can't just be all about you. You have to also pour into the people that pour into you.
I like that a lot. That's awesome. Okay, Bella, I got one more question for you. So, the title of the podcast is Unstuck. Right? You've dealt with different adversities in your life. Everyone deals with something, whether it's physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually, you name it.
Mhm.
Everyone feels stuck at one point in their life, sometimes, a lot of times in
For
their life.
sure.
What would you tell someone that if they came up to you and said, hey, Bella, I just feel stuck in whatever aspect of their life? How would you help them begin the process of becoming unstuck?
I would just say that everything happens for a reason and to lean on God and trust in his plan and whatever they're going through at the moment is just gonna make them better for the future. So
I love it. Trust God that He's got a plan for you.
for sure.
All right. Awesome. Hey, thank you so much for joining us today. Real quick before you go, you're headed off to California here pretty soon. How can the viewers, people listening to the podcast, how can we follow you on your collegiate basketball career?
Um, Tune in at ESPN Plus. I think we play at 7. I don't know for sure what weekdays or follow Pacific Women's Basketball on Instagram
Okay. Awesome. We'll have to get that. Guys, got to go get that ESPN Plus subscription.
for sure.
All right. That's awesome. Hey, thank you, Bella. I appreciate it. I wish you nothing but the best at Pacific. And if you go on further after Pacific, I also wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you
And
so much.
we're pulling for you. Anytime we have a athlete on here from Arizona, I'm just like, all right,
Right.
let's go. I mean,
Yeah.
I I have my colleges that I like to watch, but I also just love watching people. And you're one of those people now that we're just gonna be like, all right, let's go, Bella. So
Right.
thank you so much. I appreciate it. If this episode resonated with any of you, please share it. That's what we want this to be. We want it to be something that feeds positivity, helps people wherever they are in life. So if it resonated with you, please share it. And once again, I'm Bretton Hunt with Unstuck. And remember that progress begins with one step. And we will see you next time.